Hello, my name is Retro. Today we're going to do Jimmy Neutron. What is Jimmy Neutron? Neutron is basically kind of like a Dexter laboratory, but the fact is, the whole show is the idea of the experiments, of what kind of imagination you can come up with. Of course, this series we made it a movie. The movie sucks, period. I mean, it was the whole point of the movie is introducing Jimmy Neutron, boy genius. But the only issue is, he was kind of boring. I mean, he wasn't interesting, creative, or anything. Even the characters were feel lackluster. They wasn't interesting about anything till the series kicked in. Now, the first season was, I mean, usually first season is a throwaway season because it doesn't have anything wow factor. But it's that realizing that how this type of show works is the invasion of creativity of the show or the invention. So they actually took a little while. I mean, especially the first episode, they attacked the pants who take over the whole city, and Jimmy had to stop it. It's kind of like lowbrow. I mean, it wasn't that creative or interesting. In fact, remember, this show is so it had to be something very creative and fun. The only one best example to do this is Phineas and Ferb, because that was the idea of the invention of creation. So it's, you see this show and compared to Jimmy Neutron, that did it way better. But Jimmy later on figured out how to make it better. I mean, it took at least half of the season to figure out, oh yeah, we have to be creative. That's the thing, that was so fun about it. They actually understood it. It took a little while, but it was fun and entertaining. This is the reason people watch this series. Now, Jimmy as a character, he is boring. I mean, in the beginning he wasn't that interesting. The fact the whole relationship about his family, everything, and especially the show doesn't have an arc, was kind of boring. The only way to fix this is the fact the relationship of each character. In a way, it actually helped. Because the relationship helped Jimmy and his parents, how they know his son's the genius, but it doesn't really pat in the back that much. They know he's a genius, but he has other things. You're a child. You don't brush it away that he's a genius. We know you're a genius, but you have to take responsibility of this and this. That's what's so most interesting. But it's later on they add on the fix of their friends. I mean, all the side characters who are friends are not very good characters. Especially Carl, Libby, and whoever all the characters. I mean, they had quite a few characters that took a little while to make them interesting. Especially Carl. Carl was the most annoying character ever. He is, as they call, our bad anchor. The bad anchor is just the worst kind of character of the whole series. And every time he focuses on him, it sucks. I mean, is not likable any other way. You have that good anchor like Sheen. He's a wild card, fun, especially kind of set about the fans. It's how a person who loves certain so much, so outrageous that it's just kind of odd. But it's not kind of disturbing odd, or it's more like you like odd. You like Sheen. In fact, Sheen had this spin-off series, it did not work. Like Jimmy's parents, his mom was interesting. I mean, she was a stereotype mom, but it wasn't always super serious, dramatic, but she knew how to put her phone down and talk around. And the only problem is she didn't have much development. He also has his dad, Jimmy. His dad was, Hubert was annoying. He was kind of like Sheen, but the bad way. It took a little while to like him, but I'm too stereotype Marek father. Too much that you want to hit him. He has his moments to be hilarious. I still laugh about the slow motion rap, talking, slowing down kind of joke. It's just kind of like the Matrix. He's just doing slow, yeah, baby, like almost like a rap star. I kind of love that, just that one scene. But everything else about him, he's kind of a failed character. I mean, he just doesn't work. Now you also have the two backup characters. So you have Cindy and Libby. There are basically generic characters. Cindy is basically kind of like Jimmy, but have different qualities. That she is not as smart, but she's capable to do other things. She's capable to talk others. She doesn't feel she's all knowing. Only time she does this to Jimmy. So she is basically a rival. But it's one of those rivals have to be complemented to the main character as a relationship. As like a love relationship, they like each other, they don't like each other. And the fact she could be annoying, but she never was that line crossing over that you feel she was okay. As a character by herself, she's not that strong, but she's strong enough to carry an episode. But she is fascinating with Jimmy. The relationship is kind of fascinating to see. Now you also have Libby, that she is still a generic character. In fact, she's not a generic character. She's not a secondary character. She's a supporting character. That she is the running hand of Cindy, because she is just support of Cindy. Libby, she has her moments. She is kind of funny. Not much pizzazz. I mean, she has the funk kind of thing, but besides that, she doesn't have anything stands out. But as a full character, she could not pull an episode by herself. But that makes it interesting is the relationship with Sheen. Libby and Sheen, their relationship is so interesting because their relationship is kind of like bipolar. Both of them are very different. Very different. I mean, I describe very different, but because they're how they like each other, even they like their own flaws, they're so interesting to see. I kind of wish they focused a little bit more on them, but I mean, they were a very fascinating character, especially a fascinating love couple. That I love their chemistry. That was so interesting. I kind of wish they took her also on the show because she needed her. If she had her and him, the show he was on. But I love they took it a little while to figure out what to do. Especially they have to fix the relationship of each character. For example, Cindy and Jimmy has this kind of bad relationship. They like each other, hate each other. But the show explains that one of them like each other, the other one just don't like them. So they decided to do a special episode to address that off-on relationship. Because special episode brain swapping, they had to accidentally swap their own brains and they had to go in a special bottle, distract their emotions, ideas, talents of each other, have to decide who gets what. This is an interesting episode because I love them to figure out who this person is and how he divide it. And you should see all their talents. At the end of the episode, you really want to have that one don't even give a crap emotion. That you really know who has that. Because off on relationship, you know who has it. So that it allowed the relationship to blossom. Now, after all 3 seasons, this show got darker each season, and that's one of the things I love with the series. They knew how to fix it to make it instead of being friendly, dark, and messed up like Nickelodeon. Yeah, I love about that. That's the reason I kind of stuck on the series. I mean, you just love that kind of they take certain situations like the candy situation, that creative idea that perfect candy. This perfect candy could be a metaphor or a drug that is so perfect you cannot get obsessed with it. You almost become like a zombie apocalypse kind of thing. This is so fun because how they focus on the kind of like addiction candy, and it was just so interesting and incredible outside the box. I mean, this was just amazing. Also, you have other episodes that wasn't that strong, but this is you figure out how smart they got over the season. Now, anything bad about this? Well, I think it's the animation itself. I mean, the CGI kind of odd. I mean, they have big heads, a little smaller bodies. That feel doesn't match that well. I mean, it's something they kind of just don't like. I mean, it's something you have to get used to at the very beginning. Especially this is the first, well, not the first, it's like the second or third CGI show ever made. Because remember, back then, CGI shows are very rare breed back then. Because there are not a lot of shows like that. So it's something that you don't expect. And the CGI really wasn't that well. Second fun about this that the show didn't cancel the 3rd season. The 4th season, you have also called Nick, who kind of like the awesome cool guy who is kind of the wuss but cool kind of guy. He actually got to join the whole team, Jimmy, Libby, and Carl, and Cindy. Now this other character would join the 4th season and make the show more darker. And I kind of wish they did have a 4th season to see where this show goes. If show has this kind of thing that it actually ends and never give it an ending. This series has that problem. It was popular, but wasn't popular enough to give it a 4th season. So they leave some 1 or 2 things off, like Evil Jimmy. Evil Jimmy was the evil Jack Dixon Jimmy version. This was a very good evil villain. He's the only evil villain I felt fascinating of all his evil villain crew. Now, although you have like a professor, things, I mean, none of the villains really stick to my head. I know who they are, but I don't remember the name because they really don't stick out. None of them that really created, except for Evil Jimmy. Evil Jimmy was interesting, dark, and messed up, and he actually posed a challenge to Jimmy. That was so interesting about Evil Jimmy. All the other villains were Saturday morning cartoons. They were not bad Saturday morning cartoon characters, but the fact is, they didn't build the evilness. They didn't build that they are actually a threat. The only way you care about a character is the threat is real. It took a little to fix that, but the only problem was too late. So that's the reason it ended up 4th season, because it didn't have really great villains. If it did have a great villains, this series actually lasted longer. Now, anything bad about this series besides those things? Well, not really. I mean, I don't want to say anything else because its show was experimental. My conclusion of the series was fun. I mean, later on, you actually enjoy what it has. I mean, it's fun. That's the whole point. It took a little while to be creative because it was just enjoyable. And you love the characters, how they develop each other, how they meet each other. In fact, this is one important thing, how you make a show type of this. If it's just per episode, episodically, kind of have a fun adventures, you have to make sure the characters are likable, or at least the relationships. And that's what the show focuses on. It's the relationship of each character. You see how they care about each other, the love relationship, the a parent relationship and how you actually care about them. It's the only way this type of show will last, because it's the relationship and the fun of the problem of the episode. If they know how to fix this, it took a while, but they did. Doesn't make the show worthy, because you actually want to see where this goes. Now, I have to rate this series. I have to honestly rate it a 6 out of 10. I want to give it higher. Screw it, I give it a 7. 7 out of 10, because this show is fun and entertaining. Something I really recommend to anyone, especially the Halloween special. Oh, anything else to say about this series? No, not really. I really enjoy this series. I have to say, just watch it. I got nothing else to say, so have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe, and hope you have a great day. Bye.